What up, dreamer? Hey, what up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome to my newly created low budget podcast. As you can see up here, ayun, BP stands for bedside peace. So yeah, this is episode 1, I guess. So the reason why I started this podcast because of some health complications. I'm currently in recovery mode and I have like 2 weeks till my follow-up checkup. So yeah, this podcast. I started this podcast because I have nothing to do for 2 weeks. So join me in my newly found journey as we go through random stuff and tell stories, characters, and simply unfold our dreams, just like you heard in the intro. But yeah, episode 1 is all about hospital visits. So when I was a kid, of course, I was born in the hospital. I was born in the hospital. So that's one. Okay. That's one hospital visit. Next time, as far as I can remember, I got sick. I think I was 7 at that time. So that's two. I got like a fever and it won't go down no matter what kind of medication my parents would give me. I remember we went to the hospital so that they could like inject something in my they could inject something in my behind so that the fever would go down and they did. So that's two as far as I can remember. As far as I can remember. As far as I can remember. So the third time I guess was when I got hospitalized because I was drinking a lot of iced tea. So health is not my friend, guys. But yeah, I got hospitalized because I was acidic. And then the fourth time, I remember I broke my ankle for the first time and I didn't know what to do. And then I called for an ambulance. The ambulance came and brought me to the hospital. So that's four. Man, I'm an expensive child. But yeah, four hospital visits already. And then the fifth time, I think. Oh, before my ankle broke, I broke my head. Before my ankle broke, I broke my head. So if you guys know me, some people know me as this guy who has a 14 stitches scar in his head. Because what happened back then is I was running around in the park, playing like a normal kid, chasing, playing tag, and then suddenly, bang, I fell down. I fell down in the park, and then my head started bleeding. I got scars. Everyone was rushing to me. I was still awake during that time. And then they rushed me to the hospital again. So that's it's a total of 5 visits. What happened there is something I will not forget. I was awake during the surgery. They kept me awake. I got stitches, like 14 stitches. And then my head was wrapped around. I felt like I was Megamind or something. But and then after that, recovery mode. I stayed at home with the bandage wrapped around my head. And I was just clueless, I was just a 4-year-old kid. But shout out to my parents, man. They kept taking care of me, regardless of how naughty I am. So next up, I guess would be my hospital visit number 6, which is now, yeah, my hospital visit number 6. So it was hard for me to do things because I didn't know what I was doing. So this is about my varicose vein story. So if you guys don't know, varicose veins is a vein in your leg that gets twisted up for some reason. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But, you know, when it started because I wasn't putting rest in my body. I would play basketball countless hours, go home, take a shower, you know. I wasn't putting rest in my body. I wasn't stretching. I was just playing around. These varicose veins started creeping in when I was in my teenage years and then slowly progressing through the years until it became so bad. Last year it was so bad. Like I think that was 2022. It was so bad that I didn't know what I was doing. It was so bad that it hurt a lot. I would go to school with like a, what do you call this? Compression. I would go to school with a supporter on, you know, and I am a tourism student. So shout out to the tourism students out there. I am a tourism student, so we do a lot of standing, especially during events. So unbeknown. So unknown to anyone, I was wearing a supporter during events, during performances. My feet just had a supporter because it the vein really started hurting, and I didn't know how to manage the pain. I mean, I would take some medication just for the body pain, but not really it for body pain. It was for body pain, not for leg pain. So I was wearing this supporter that helped me through the day. So during times at school, I would go and use that supporter. So the history of my varicose veins, or what really happened, was that I got it when I was in my teenage years, and then it slowly progressed through the years. Okay, and I think last year was the worst time. Was the worst. Last year was the worst, especially this year before it got removed. Like it slowly progressed, and then I didn't know how to manage the pain. My father saw it; it was growing, and it was bulging in my leg. That it became hard for me to walk. Became hard for me to stand or run or do any stuff. Simply, it was holding me back on everything. I don't even know how, but yeah. So we got it removed last week. Should I say last week? Yeah, Wednesday, September 13th. I can't forget that because that was my dad's birthday. So while my dad was having his birthday, I was in the hospital being operated. So yeah, that's crazy. And now to the present moment, here I am now in recovery mode. So doctor said I'll see you in 2 weeks. So I'm just waiting for 2 weeks. And the bruising is still there. I'm still wrapped around in bandages. I got stitches on my left leg. It's still here. I'm managing the pain. Everything's going well. I'm on medications, drinking a lot of water. And what does this mean for the future? Or the next steps, I think the next steps would be to like have more rest or prioritize rest, should I say. I do a lot of things at the same time. So I think the next steps because of this varicose veins, I think I have to prioritize rest more. So for those of you out there who are into this hustle and grind culture that we have, sometimes you need to calm down. You know, give yourselves rest sometimes, mentally, physically, spiritually, anything. Just rest. And who would have thought that removing a vein was a thing? I saw my vein. Okay, I'll talk about the story in the hospital. First day, I got admitted to the hospital. They did all these tests, ECG. They took a blood. They took a blood sample, and then after that, we got admitted to the room. They put it on dextrose, and surprisingly, I didn't know that my cousin was there. So for context, my cousin was a doctor there at the hospital where I was admitted, and then she worked alongside with my consulting doctor, the doctor who authorized the operation and everything, especially the one who specializes in veins, something like that. The one who specialized in veins. And then my cousin came, and I won't forget that because we weren't close up to that point because she was, I don't know, maybe busy, or there wasn't a lot of time for us to hang out and stuff because we were all busy working on our careers. And yeah, that happened. She was there. She never left. And what sweetest family moment about that was that she never left my side. Like, she met me during the first day. The next day, she did the physical on me. She did the she was the one who asked the questions while the specialist doctor was there. And then she did all of those tests that helped me go through the hospital or something like that. The next time, and then after a while, yeah, we went to the operating room. I was asleep or trying to sleep. Actually, I was just looking up and there was so many lights, I remember. And she came there and she patted my head and like, "Hey, what up?" "Hey, what up? You got this." Something like that. And then yeah, the doctor came in, checked my leg. Then they started preparing the operation. I was hooked on an oxygen tank. And then boom, after two, I went there like 9. I entered the operating room at 9. And then I came out at 11. So that was like 2 hours of operation. But I was asleep the whole time. So I woke up clueless. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, what? It's finished? We're done? I'm like, oh no. Oh no. Like, oh man, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. So yeah. After a while, I found out that my cousin was the one who pulled out the vein out of my body, out of my leg. I found out that she was the one who stripped the vein out of my leg. And that to me was surprising because she told me that the other doctor told her to be the one to pull the vein out. And bravely, if that's a word, she did. And she was playing with it actually. But she actually showed me, she put it in a container. Then she showed me, yo, I have a gift for you. I was in the recovery room this time. This was after the operation. He showed me, hey, you're awake. Tapos na. Something like that. May regalo ako sa'yo. Sabi niya. Tapos kinuha niya yung container. Pinakita niya sa akin. I'm like, oh my, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, ah. I was like, man, that's cool. And then, okay. Then she unhooked the oxygen tank because I think it was over. So it was okay not to remove it. And then there, she just stayed. I was on anesthesia this time. And she told me, can you move this? Can you move that? I said, not yet. I'm like, okay, I'll see you later in your room. So I was being taken care of by the other clerks or nurses or doctors there. I stayed there until 2 in the recovery room because I couldn't feel my leg. I couldn't move anything. Wala. Kasi naka-anesthesia eh. And then after like 2 hours or an hour, I was able to move my finger toes. What? My toes. I was I was able to move my toes. And then the nurses told gave the go signal and pwede na yan, akyat niyo na yan. So I went to the back to my room and guess who was waiting there? My girlfriend. So shout out to my girlfriend. No, I love you. So she was there. She also never left me. That's what that was so sweet. She was always there. She was there the first day, the second day, the third day. She was there all throughout. She made sure I ate. She took care of me. She walked me to the bathroom. She was even holding the urinal for me to pee in. And she was just talking to me, making sure I was okay. She was massaging my leg so that it won't ano yun? Para hindi mamaga. Yun. Para hindi siya mamaga. So she was massaging it so that it won't bulge. They call it namamaga. Something like that. Kung ano man English nun. Yun na yun. So shout out to my cousin and my girlfriend for helping me out all throughout. And there's also another cousin that also helped us out. She's also a doctor. We come from a long list of doctors. But yeah, the other cousin is also a doctor, but she wasn't there during the time. But she actually pulled some plugs for me to get the proper treatment while I was in the hospital. So shout out to you. And to my parents, I know I'm a very expensive child. Like this hospital visit, this is like my sixth hospital visit. And yeah, I don't even know. Man. I don't even know how long I have to live. But there was a thought lingering in my head and in my sister's head actually. We talked about this a few days ago. I told her, "What if I died?" No. And my sister was said to me, I was also thinking of that. Then I was like, "Man, what if I died?" Though, or what would I like to happen if ever I passed away? So I don't fear death. Okay. So, unbeknownst to everyone, I am a Christian. I believe the Lord Jesus Christ as my Lord and personal Savior. And if I die right now, I know and I believe that I will go to heaven. So, yeah, me and my sister were talking and said, "What if I died?" And she said, I was thinking of that too. And then, this is what I would like to happen if ever I died. No, I want everyone to just continue with their lives. You don't even have to cry. You don't even have to feel something about me. All you have to do is just celebrate. Celebrate life because life is short, sabi nga nila. And just celebrate you. Celebrate me if you want to in remembrance, but mostly focus on you, right? Focus on the people around you. Capture moment, create memories. Capture moments, create memories. So yeah, I think that's what I would like to happen if ever I was to fly away. So now, right now, I'm in recovery mode. Doctor said I have 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Doctor said I have 2 weeks in order for the bruising and the bandages and the stitches to go away. So I'm in recovery mode right now. And you are joining me as I embark on this journey. Char. All I'm saying is that health is wealth. That's a true saying. The more healthy you are, the more you can do. It may cost you much, like eating healthy, doing some exercises. It may cost you your time, it may cost you something financially, but in the long run it's going to help you live a long life. So regardless of what happens, rest. Get some rest. Remember that we are not unlimited. We're just limited. Sometimes we work hours a day, more than 8 hours, which is too much. Just simply get some rest and yeah, don't follow me because I had a lot of hospital visits as a kid. So yeah, peace out, get some rest, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.